All right, how we doing? Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, December 11th. We've got a nice push here in NQ. Anyone trade any pre-market? Any post CPI traders? I grabbed a piece of that setup myself. Little post CPI long, little pullback there. Can see that nice continuation move. Rich got a piece. Nice work, sir. So NQ, nice push from essentially what was the near term range low. Let's break this down really quick. So, yesterday, we see the initial push off of the open price test, that 21,600 level. Now, the concern about this actual sell versus the 21,600 is if we're going to be treating this like a near term range, typically when price is near the lower end of the range, when price is into support, you want to see it trade up into the range high, right? We did not see that seller step in versus 600, 500 fails to hold, 435 fails to hold, and you get almost a retest into that prior all-time high at 340. We can pretty much call that close enough. It's within 10 points or so. So a retest of the prior all-time high tells us that the breakout is still in play. The higher time frame breakout is still in play, right? And this was just a retest of the breakout point. Now buyers stepping in again here. So pre CPI, what I had mentioned, and yesterday ahead of the close, if you saw the write up in the Traders Think Tank, we wanted to see if buyers could now defend 21,435 following this bounce, this late day bounce yesterday. Obviously, they have defended it. They've pushed up through 500, right? We have all of this week's volume kind of concentrated below where price currently is. And we're coming up into an area of near term resistance, a level of interest at 21,600. So the main watch here into the open, 4 minutes till the open, is do we see sellers step in here at 21,600 again, or do we get a break of the prior day high to test, last week's high, and then maybe the 21,705 upside level of interest there? Sellers will definitely be interested in defending this point because they want to keep this series of lower highs in play. If price breaks 21,600 with any sort of acceptance, then this sort of structure, this early sign of a potential trend lower over the past couple of sessions, that starts to come into question with that break up and through 21,600. So into the open here, 21,600 main watch. We're going to be looking at a gap higher, but still within the prior day's range. So a technical gap higher, but still within the prior day's range. So I don't consider that a true gap. True gap is outside of the prior day's range. Of course, we still have 3 minutes till the open. So let's see what happens here. 20 points away from 21,600. Do we have 10 a.m. data? Let's take a look. No 10 a.m. data this morning. So CPI is behind us. That's about it for high impact economic data today. We do have PPI tomorrow. We know buyers have stepped in to defend support. Do sellers now step in to defend 21,600? That's the focus. no rate decision today. No sir. No FOMC today. So 1 minute till the open. NQ pushing that overnight session high. 21,585 current price. VWAP is way down there, 480, 481. We've got Russell just shy of the prior day high this morning. We've got the Dow still in the prior day's range, and you've got ES right into the prior day high as well. All right, so there's the open. Overnight high is 590. Look at that gap. Just shy of that prior day high. So staying patient off the open. No rush here. No rush. And Q right into 600 now. How's our profile looking? So we have a high volume node building out up here. Probably see that volume point of control shift shortly. A gap is for prior day close. Prior day close. There's NQ, fresh session high, just shy of 600 now. So we're looking at the reaction here, 600 and prior day high on good old NASDAQ. Prior day high is 606.75. So some sellers stepping in there versus prior day high. Reaction here is the main focus. You have that opening 5-minute bar officially closed. I can't dive into a whole breakdown on risk to reward right now here at the open. Recommend jumping into the trading mentorship group or just pop into the think tank and DM me. So looking at prior day high here, no structure just yet. No structure. Not taking any sort of microstructure setup right there at prior day high. No chance. No chance. Looks like you have a little bit of weakness here in Russell. Checking out the Dow as well. A little weakness there. Yeah, TMG. Next TMG is tomorrow. Nice, Rich. Yeah, I want to see something more concrete here. I just don't want to get trapped at the highs. That's pretty much the idea. So it's much easier to get trapped with a microstructure, right? Especially if you look at the 15-minute right now, we're going on what? How many consecutive green bars? 6? 7? Back into prior day high now. Yeah, Dom, there's no rush. There's no rush. We have the benefit of waiting. That's the thing, as traders, we always have the option to do nothing. We always have that option. It's easy to forget, but we do have that option. So here's your pullback into 21,600. Case in point, rich on that microstructure. It's exactly the type of thing I did not want to get stuck in. Now let's see if there's if buyers actually show up to defend this area, or if we're going to be looking at a deeper retracement. My preference, of course, is for, something a little bit deeper here. May or may not see that. How's our profile looking? So volume point of control still way down there at 443 on my chart anyway. $600 defended, NQ coming back into session high. Is a new high going to be made? There's your new high. NASDAQ, fresh high. Nice 1 minute pullback there. Don't need that fib retracement anymore. See how much better that entry was? Wait for a little bit more structure there rather than some tiny 15-second micro structure. Let's take a look at upside targets here. Your next real reference point is last week's high, 670. You do have a high volume node right through here, so I'd keep an eye on this area. You may see sellers attempt right there. Just kind of looking at that bit of resistance. That was from Monday session, and then again the volume through this area from both late Friday and then early Monday. And there we are, pretty much back into 600. So pretty limited follow through on that bounce, right? Notice how price just pulls right back down into 600. So context of the move, obviously we're dealing with some strength here, but context of the move is 7 consecutive 15-minute green bars. It's a little extended. So the follow through becomes tough. And that's why you want to be managing a bit more tightly, a bit more aggressively, again, just based on context. You guys trailed. Nice. That was a smart play, if you ask me. I'm a little biased, though, because that's exactly what I did. Trading view all good on my end. Try a reload. Try a reload. It should be good. TMG every Thursday. Right now, every Thursday. Just after the close, all sessions recorded and posted. We've got probably over 120 hours of material now posted and recorded. So if you end up jumping into TMG, I recommend going back to all the way back to session 1 and proceeding through. So NQ fresh session highs. Nice push. I have no position. No position personally. Trailed that long out. Trailed the long, let it go. If you guys are still holding that long, if anyone's in the long, you're coming into that upside target here. Last week's high is 670. So I treat that just as a reference point. Last week high, last week low. Yeah, that's all good, Dom. Conviction to hold. Very important. Like I was just mentioning, for me, given context of this move, hard to hold near the highs. Hard to hold. Definitely not going to short, but tough to hold on to those longs. There's last week's high. Price up and through last week's high. You really just have 705 next up. That's the all-time high, if I'm not mistaken. 706.25. Oh, you can't see that. Here we go. There it is. So 706.25. We got the level of interest there right at 705. Kind of like we talked about yesterday is pretty interesting. You had a close on the lows on Monday, and then Tuesday gap higher, right? I had mentioned during yesterday's live stream, probably trapped a lot of shorts here that thought this thing was going to break down and gap lower overnight. Very similar sort of setup yesterday. The close, well, did close at 435, but I did see a lot of people posting like head and shoulders is not a pattern I trade. but I saw that posted repeatedly online yesterday, so I suspect the sentiment was that this thing would break lower, and of course, the market just does the opposite. NQ just shy of the all-time high now. Shampoo patterns. Oh, that's funny. I've not heard that before. Shampoo patterns. Good morning, Mish. Welcome in, sir. So unless you're long and still riding, there's very much so a waiting game right now. We have 10 minutes till 10 a.m. Don't chase. Definitely do not chase. Like I mentioned a few minutes ago, my preference would be for a little bit of a deeper pullback here. Nothing crazy, but even a red 15-minute bar would be welcomed. Yeah, break of the all-time high seems pretty likely at this point. Agreed. Maybe an up thrust at 10 a.m. Maybe have short step in then or some selling, and then we get the pullback. Maybe near 10:30. There's a setup. TBD. Just thinking out loud. What's up, Dave? Hit your trade limit. It's a good rule. Max number of trades on the sesh. That's how you stop over trading right there. That's a great rule. So NQ is just shy of the all-time high here at 705, 21,705. Currently cash. Taken two longs so far today. Both are on the screen here. Definitely missed some good legs higher, but I'm here to just get my piece, not necessarily maximize the move. Up thrust at 720 pullback. Yeah, that would definitely be welcomed. It's tough to establish new longs when you have this many vertical 15-minute bars. And I don't mean, short or it's bearish or anything like that. It's just I want some sort of pullback, some sort of entry, something to set some market structure to set risk against. All right, man, take care. Have a good day. We've got about 5 minutes till 10 a.m. No data at 10 a.m. No data. A little pullback into last week's high. No all-time high just yet. No true all-time high. For good old NASDAQ. Good old NASDAQ. So just waiting for 10 a.m. now. Great to hear, Ray. That's a sure sign of progress right there. Cool, calm, collected, limited excitement, right? Pull back to prior day high A plus. I like it with the level of interest right there. It was still a pretty shallow pullback, but the main criteria for a high quality trade for me is trade location, and that trade does have good location. So yeah, that would be considered one of the, at least so far, one of the top ops of the regular session, in my opinion. Here's 10 a.m. NQ just made a fresh session high. Twenty-one 600 got upgraded. Dumb. Leveled up. Evolved. Let's see NQ make that fresh all-time high. And then see if we get that up thrust or not. It's kind of the question right now. You did have another nice kind of shallow pullback here, right? Into last week's high. You can see that level there on the chart with the shallow fib. Just shy of that all-time high. Just shy. Quad shot, phenomenal. Phenomenal. NQ slowing down a bit here. Slowing down a little bit. We do have the regular trading hours session volume point of control shifted up here near the highs. Oh, extended has shifted as well. So is this a little reaccumulation for that next breakout? Or are we seeing a little distribution here? All right, there's your fresh all-time high for NASDAQ. New high of day, new all-time high for NASDAQ. Let's check the other indices. Looks like you've got some weakness in Dow. ES is strong, but boy, that looks choppy. All right. So NQ, if it continues to press here, it'll start to enter no man's land. We still have an upside reference point at 21,800. But that's just a fib extension. New highs. New highs. No upthrust so far. Just acceptance into those fresh highs. A close above 705 today will shift that near-term backdrop from neutral back into bullish. The intermediate term never shifted away from bullish. So, not all that surprising. See fresh highs here. Challenge now is prices into no man's land, right? So patience is required. Yeah, when the market's at all-time highs, that's all you can really do. Fib extension or some psychological level, and then just treat those just as reference points because there's no actual structural importance to those levels. Makes it a little bit trickier. So on my end, still just with the two long setups on the screen now. That's been it. Let's take a look at that intraday fib again. Regular trading hours fib. So that first shallow fib is right near the session volume point of control. We got the 38% near last week's high. And then the 50% right at 650. Not much to do right here, to be honest. It's going to be a waiting game today. Working on that patience. Unless you're still riding along from lower. Nice job if you are. No sign of sellers just yet. On the higher time frames anyway. Taking a look at that 15-minute. Here's that next 15-minute closure in about 2 minutes. Fib at CPI low or regular trading hours. That's the inherent challenge with fibs right there. Where do you want to draw it? What do you want to use? So you can make a case for both of those. That leg from the CPI low or your regular trading hours session. NQ new high of day. I would not say one way is more correct than the other. But what I would say is just try and stay consistent with how you draw them when it comes to fibs. Because with a tool like that, you could draw it in a way that fits whatever it is you're wanting to see, which is not good, right? So just stay consistent with however you like to draw it, however you choose to draw it. Keep it the same day to day. Yeah, you just make anything up. NQ fresh highs. Pressing the highs, nothing but very shallow pullback so far. Definitely my least favorite sort of tape. We have 9 consecutive green 15-minute bars. Pretty uncommon. Pretty uncommon. The average for 2024, the average consecutive 15-minute bar, at least for green bars, is 4.3. And for red, it's 3.6. Dom just uses fib on the 5-second. Nice. Good luck. Good luck with that, man. That's the Mish strategy right there. You got to get with Mish. 5-second scalper. The 5-second trader. All right, there's NQ back into 705, back into that prior all-time high. Oh, let's see if we get a deeper pullback here. Would definitely be welcome. How's the morning for everyone? How we doing? How we doing in this vertical day? One trade green, nice. Sounds like my day. Staying patient. Cash. Yeah, I don't blame you guys. Tough to find a great entry this morning. Yeah, the 600 long is probably the best entry. So far, anyway. Too long is going to be it. All right, man. Take care. Take care. One trade red. It's all good. Part of the game. As long as you're following your rules and your system, nothing wrong with a red trade at all. All right, NQ, little blip below 705 here. And start to bring those fibs back. There's your retrace. Just shy of the 23% right now. Yeah, good observation there. 30 minutes starting to show up. Bit of exhaustion. Definitely due for it. All right, we may see that first red 15-minute bar closes in 6 minutes. Yeah, you're going to try those higher lows within a downtrend sequence, Mr. Christopher? It's going to be a tough time. It's going to be a tough time. Higher low. Higher low on the 5-second. All right, NQ into the session volume point of control here. Oh, wow. Goober mode. So you know the market's slowing down. So NQ, a little less than 3 minutes here for that first red 15-minute bar. You're going to have the 30-minute closure as well. Let's see these next 2 minutes. Potential lower high in the making there on the 1 minute chart. Check out that 30-minute bar. Big shooting star. All right, starting to roll over a bit more now. Coming into last week's high. That's 21,670. And the 38% fib for the regular session. Now right back into 705 NQ. So that 30-minute did close red. Remember, sellers are looking for follow through of that candle. Not much follow through on that selling so far. Just showing the strength of buyers right now, eager to grab any shallow pullback. Volume's still pretty good, all things considered. Potentially a late morning range building out here. One scenario to be thinking about. So far, no follow through on that 30-minute sell bar. NQ back above 705. Taking out that 1 minute lower high we discussed a little bit ago. And NQ just shy of the highs now, coming into 735. Session high. On my end, still just with the 2 long setups. Nothing new. I'd like to see some better trade location before doing anything else here. Two longs. Now starting to see that volume taper down just a bit. Volume tapering. Almost 90 minutes into the sesh. NQ building out that range, late morning range. That 30-minute sell bar has shown no follow through. And the 1 minute starting to show a little bit of barcode here. Might be time to call it soon. Let's take a look at the other indices. Russell pressing the lows, pretty much gave back that entire CPI move. Looks like you got some action there in Russell if you like to trade that. Dow kind of just churning near that prior day low, and ES with the drift higher. That ES drift. So the focus right now for me continues to be for some sort of deeper pullback, or if this structure continues to develop, kind of this late morning range could be interesting here. Volume really starting to taper down. We just got that first print below the minimum threshold, so another good clue to be doing less. Some strong action this morning, although it was tough to find some decent entries. Best entry so far today was near that 600 level of interest. Long, of course. Right near that prior day high. That was the change of character point that we discussed before the session started. Some more sellers stepping in here. Back into 705. And NQ are back into session volume point of control here. A little uptick in volume. Buyers like that 700 area, that 705 area again. So a little more evidence that that late morning range, that late morning structure is continuing to build. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. But for now, I think it's time to shut it down. Thank you guys. Thank you all for jumping into the stream. Hope you had a green morning. Hope you learned something new. We'll keep it going in the Traders Think Tank. If something else happens in this market, otherwise, see you tomorrow morning. Do it all over again. So tomorrow we have PPI. Won't be as, well, typically it's not as market moving as CPI, but still some more economic data tomorrow. So thanks for your time again.